My name is Scott Molman. I'm a University of Florida student majoring in health education and behavior. I'm presenting to you guys today the health educator interview for the class of HSC 4800 Health Education and Professional Development for Dr. Holly Moses. The health educator that I chose to interview is Paul D. Coe. He recently graduated from the University of Florida with a Bachelor's of Science in Health Education. He is currently working on his master's degree in health education, and he is also currently employed at Request Physical Therapy as an intern and volunteer coordinator and an exercise specialist. A little background information about Paul. He's from Lake City, Florida, which is about 45 minutes north of Gainesville. He's always been into health, and he graduated from Columbia High School in 2010. He originally came to Florida as a pre-pharmacy student. After getting into UF, he realized pharmacy wasn't for him. He realized that he was too money-driven and too talkative, and during my interview, I could clearly see that. He then switched to pre-nursing and was denied into nursing school. And then he kind of fell into health education and behavior and learned about its connection to physical therapy and started looking into it more and realized that is exactly what he wants to do as a career. Paul did his internship at Request Physical Therapy and turned his opportunity into employment. Request Physical Therapy uses the quote, "When you need physical therapy, you have the right to choose where you go. If you are tired of being a number and ready for a physical therapy team that's proud to offer special services not found in any other practice in Gainesville area, Request Physical Therapy is your choice." After meeting Paul, he meets these standards perfectly. He makes you feel like during the interview you're not just someone else. You're someone he's actually looking for. And during the interview, I felt that he describes everything that Request is. Paul's job description at Request is to manage clerical tasks for physical therapists, which is answering phone calls, sending fax, and filing paperwork. He is assisted in improving the organization and filing system electronically. He also trains interns and volunteers how to use the machines that physical therapists and exercise specialists use to work out people during their time and improving their health. He also developed material for the home exercises that you take home during the days that you're not at physical therapy. And he also does local health fairs and internship fairs for Request Physical Therapy. He's a well-rounded individual, and I see him doing everything top-notch. The relevant coursework that Paul uses every day at Request Physical Therapy include classes such as Foundations of Health Education, Health and Medical Terminology, Environmental Health, Planning and Evaluating Health Education Programs, Health Education Professional Development, Patient Health Education. A few examples of how he uses this are such as medical terminology. He may describe to the person of what joint is affected and what muscles are causing the problem. Environmental health is including the actual environment that is surrounding the patient while they're in the Request Physical Therapy. Planning and evaluating health education programs is evaluating the actual success of the class that he is teaching or the person that he is rehabbing. Health education and professional development may include such things as improving his resume for future jobs, and patient health education is the way someone learns, their cognitive psychology, and what they may actually need to improve their education of their muscles, such as looking at a graph or a written response instead of just talking to the person. His contributions to the field include introducing the health belief model to people, such as their awareness of their perceived benefits or risks of an injury, and susceptibility. People don't actually always know if they're susceptible to another injury from a certain injury, such as knee problems may cause back problems in their future. And Paul has introduced that the person may be susceptible to further injury if they do not take care of their current injury. He's created easy-to-read take-home information for exercise programs and health fairs. He promotes worksite wellness. He actually invited me to his worksite wellness every Wednesday at 7:30. He's at the stadiums with his interns and other employees to run about an hour to an hour and a half through stadiums, which is very important for the wellness of your worksite individuals. Another contribution that Paul offers to the physical therapy environment and Request itself is that Request and Paul aren't just looking for post and non-surgical rehab patients with injuries. They're also looking for individuals that have certain health issues, such as overweight or cannot actually exercise or run stadiums or walk around. He's introducing people to weight loss programs where if an individual would like to lose a lot or a little, or they're training for a wrestling match where they have to cut weight, he can teach people the proper way to stay in healthy nutrition and lose the weight properly. Or he introduces people that can't walk around or are bedridden for the most part to aquatic therapy. Request Physical Therapy is connected to Gainesville Health and Fitness Center, which has pools, hot tubs, cold pools, where either older individuals or individuals with some handicap can train in the pool, which is manual resistance and keeps them from injuring themselves further. Paul's leading interest in the health education and behavior field and physical therapy is driven by his father's diabetes. He used to be 250 pounds 6 years ago and has lost over 100 pounds. Looking at him today, you could hardly tell that he was ever even that big. He jokingly tells people that people used to call him Panda Paul. He wants to educate people on how to prevent diabetes through health programs and exercise programs. And he wants people to realize that losing weight or preventing diabetes doesn't happen overnight. It's a dedication that takes years or months, depending on what you would like to lose. And he would like to create programs where people can follow these and stay emotionally stable and spiritually stable. The impact that Paul brings to the health education and behavior field and physical therapy field is his drive to educate people. The statement that I made earlier of Request striving to have people feel that they're not just a number and they're actual individual that physical therapists are taking their time to educate. Paul is a prime example of this statement. He strives to make this happen. An example of just this is not him just running through a exercise program with someone. He actually takes the time to educate the person on the muscles and why they're doing the certain exercise. An example of this is he's shown me that when a patient has this towel under their arm and they're doing lateral rotations of their shoulder, he actually tells the person why they're holding the towel there instead of just putting the towel there and running the exercise. The towel's there because when you're working out that shoulder muscle, you don't want the abduction, and it lets the physical therapist know that if you're using the wrong muscle to teach the person how to keep that towel there from falling, so they're just isolating the muscle that's injured. My reflections of Paul during this interview is that he's highly educated on health education and behavior. He brings a lot to both the health education and behavior field and physical therapy. He brings a very conducive personality to the environment of physical therapy and makes you believe that you'll be successful. And I also believe that he'll be successful in anything he does. He seems to put forth so much effort and dedication towards the things he's interested in. Him losing 100 pounds and you not being even able to tell is a clear indication that the man is driven. I am actually taking the same career path as him and hope to be a physical therapist one day, such as him. And he encouraged me to contact him anytime I have a question or need some advice, which is very nice of him. You don't find people like that very much. He made a very big difference and made me feel that I have a clear path to success and to not look back at anything I do, which is very nice considering I just met the man. I look forward to keeping in contact with him. I hope you guys enjoyed my interview with Paul, and hope you can take away if you're looking towards the same field as Paul and myself. And you guys have an excellent one. I hope you enjoyed it.